Hello, this is Bob Angrew, and the topic today is the purpose of your life. Gary Zukav, the author of Seed of the Soul, once said, "Who am I and what do I do with my life may seem like ordinary questions, but keep in mind that most people live their entire lives without ever arriving at an answer. These questions are critical for discovering your truth, and without asking these questions, your consciousness will not move toward discovering your truth. So who are you and what to do with your life may seem like ordinary questions, but they are vital and important questions to ask. And when you begin to ask these questions, a truth, an inner feeling, a sensation that is important to you will begin to reveal itself. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "God enters by a private door into every individual." That private door is the opening for your truth or your purpose. And it occurs to you during meditation, contemplation, or when you are asking yourself these deeper questions. When it comes to your purpose, I will discuss 4 main topics today. The first, you are already fulfilling your purpose. Secondly, it's not about doing, it's about being. Third, how to stay in your purpose. And 4, the global purpose of love and joy. Let's start with number 1. You are already fulfilling your purpose. The fact that you exist shows that you are fulfilling your purpose. Francis Bacon once said, "Here is a test to see if your mission on earth is finished. If you're alive, it isn't." Let me put it simply. If you were not important to the universe, you would not exist. You would simply vanish into oblivion. But the fact that you are alive, the fact that you are aware, the fact that you have consciousness is your reminder that you are already fulfilling and working on your soul contract. Prior to entering the earth as a human being, your soul went through spiritual contracts with other souls to have particular experiences. So whatever you are experiencing in life at this time, it is somehow appropriate to your soul. You may not on the physical level comprehend the appropriateness of your current life situation, or you may not even be very happy with your current life situation. But nevertheless, it is somehow playing itself out appropriately on another level of reality to benefit this level of reality. So whether it is your work situation, family, relations, community, whatever you are experiencing in life, it is occurring to hold the energies together for your higher purpose. So for example, when you are in a relationship, you are holding the spiritual energy together for you and the other person to work through your spiritual agreements. If for any reason the relationship ends, know in your heart that your spiritual contract with that person is finished. The work is over, quote, as a couple, because you fulfilled whatever you needed to do, and now both of your purposes are shifting into newer and higher levels. Number 2, it's not about doing, it's about being. Whenever we ask, what is the purpose of my life? We immediately get busy trying to figure out what to do. We tend to think of career. Your career is not necessarily your purpose. If your career is tied to your purpose, that's wonderful. But for the most part, it has nothing to do with the movement of your soul. Consider for a moment a tombstone. You will never see, "Here lies John Smith, accountant. Here lies John Smith, lawyer, businessman, or electrician." All you see is a name and not an occupation. This is because we already have an intuition that we are not our occupation. Who you are is beyond what you do in a job. Your job is simply an expression of what you are doing at this time in your life. Your job can change. Your identity does not. The things you do can change. Your awareness and consciousness does not. So what is important now is not so much what you are doing, but who are you becoming? Who are you becoming as a human being? It is about learning to recognize your higher self, your soul, if you will, to transcend your pain, to transcend your limitations, to transcend your insecurities. And as you begin to transcend these things, you will begin to realize your higher self or your soul. And it is to have this realization that you are consciousness, and consciousness is what you are. And then when you start to function from that pure consciousness, then you are coming closer and closer to fulfilling or being guided by your higher purpose. Number 3, how to stay in your purpose. Follow your excitement and intuition. Your excitement, whatever you become excited about, whatever you intuitively recognize as truth, that is your guiding force. That is your indication of your purpose. So whenever you're beginning to follow your excitement, you are following your purpose. Most people do not follow their excitement. Most people do not follow their intuition. Most people do not even follow what gives them joy. What people tend to follow are their fears. What people tend to follow are what other people are telling them to do. What other people tend to follow are what society gives us as an indication of what we need to do. So most people are not really following their soul. Most people are following their intellect. What they think they need to do, not so much what they feel they need to do. So follow your excitement, follow your intuition, and play. Play in a sense of be willing to experiment, so that you're coming closer and closer to understanding your purpose. What I mean by this is, imagine you're in a dark room, and you're looking for your keys. You know what you want. You know what is your keys. You can sense different objects in a room. You feel your way around the room. You might touch an object you recognize, that's not my key, so you put it back down. So as the room is very dark, here you are, you're probing, looking, and searching to find your keys. And this is what it's like to find your purpose. You must probe, you must decipher, you must eliminate what is not in your best interest. And notice that feeling when you turn on the light. There's a relief, because now you can see your keys and the searching stops. So when you begin to do what excites you, it's like finding your keys, but more so it's like turning on a light. Now when I say the word excitement, I don't necessarily mean that whatever you're doing you have to be jumping up for joy all the time. It can be a contentment. It can be a quiet feeling. It can be a simple smile. It could just mean something that interests you. It's something that you sense that's calling you. Maybe it's new knowledge. Maybe it's a different activity. Maybe it's a new type of job. Maybe it's a project you have been wanting to do. This is what I mean by following your excitement. This is your guide, your tracking system, if you will, for your purpose. Erica Jong once said, "Everyone has a talent. What is rare is the courage to follow the talent to the far place where it leads." James Allen also said, "Cherish your visions, cherish your ideals, cherish the music that stirs in your heart, the beauty that forms in your mind, the loveliness that drapes your purest thoughts. For out of them will grow delightful conditions, all heavenly environment. Of these, if you but remain true to them, your world will at last be built." Number 4. The global purpose of love and joy. The highest purpose of all, on a global level, is to bring more love and joy back into your life and into the planet. Carl Jung once said, "As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning in the darkness of mere being." And this is also what it's about. finding meaning into your life, that you are not merely just functioning on a day-to-day. Our life becomes dull, restricted, stagnant. We must add meaning. We must add purpose. We must add excitement back into our lives. So the key purpose is to fill your heart with the love, with the joy, as often as you can, and to remove the lower energies such as fear, doubt, drama, anger, self-pity, greed, selfishness, cruelty, and hate, knowing that these things have nothing to do with your purpose. These things only hold your purpose back. These things have served no purpose in helping humanity or the planet. So knowing that the more you can keep your attention, your drive, your motivation, your activities, your conversations into the things that bring excitement, love, and joy, knowing that that alone is plenty enough for your purpose. So to close, your purpose is to live with it love and joy, and to be an expression of that love and joy. Your purpose is about being and doing all that is good and true to who you are. Your purpose is to not follow the fears and insecurities of others, but to discover your own greatness, beauty, and potential. Your purpose is to snap out of your drama and negativity and claim the magic that is within you. Your purpose is to understand that in addition to your physical body, you are consciousness, and this consciousness is the source of your existence. And your purpose is to serve your own soul and to serve Mother Earth and its inhabitants as best as you can. As Khalil Gibran, the Lebanese poet, says, "You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give." And finally, a quote from Leo C. Roston. He says, "I think the purpose of life is to be useful, to be responsible, to be honorable, to be compassionate. It is, after all, to matter, to count, to stand for something, to have made some difference, that you lived at all." Thank you.